I am Anna Joy Walker, the Executive and Strategic Relations Manager at ArtsKC, and we have a wonderful group of people on this call. I'm so excited that you're all here, and I did want to see your faces, so that's why your videos are on, in case you were wondering. And we are going to go ahead and get started. This is Rochelle Morgan. She's going to be leading us in the initial discussion, and she has to actually roll off around 4 o'clock today. So Rochelle will be passing it off to Athena, who is from Truman Medical Center Behavioral Health, and I'll let her introduce herself in all of her glory in a little bit. And then we have some other fun conversation planned. So be welcome, and Rochelle, take it away.
All right. Okay, so I'm here from Show Me Hope, which is Missouri's disaster relief program. It's funded by FEMA and SAMHSA to help all of us be resilient throughout recovery from a disaster. And that can be any disaster. We have these Show Me Hope crisis counseling programs after tornadoes and floods and things like that too. This time around, it's a pandemic. It's a very different disaster that's affecting a much more broad swath of people and industries and organizations than most disasters. So our role is to identify those groups of people that have been most affected by the disaster and to help all of us be resilient. So of course, you all know that the arts community has been deeply impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic since we've had to shutter venues, we've had to change programming. A lot of artists and performers have been out of work. So in the presentation today, we're really going to be focusing on how to support artists and performers in your role as an arts leader. And got lots of tips for you on that. So I am working with Tri-County Mental Health on this program. I'm also a board certified music therapist and have my own practice called Soundscaping Source. And so I'm an artist right along some of the folks here and some of the folks that you work with, and definitely know what it's like to have 80% of our revenue just disappear overnight when the pandemic came. So resilience, I've showed this picture before on other meetings that we've had. Here we have this beautiful yellow flower, this yellow and green. I know we could say it's a weed, but I think it's really pretty in this context. And here it is squeezing out between the asphalt and the concrete. Well, this right here is the picture of resilience. You know, when things are rough, when things are hard and seem impossible, there's still a way for this growth and beauty to come through. So that is what we're trying to cultivate when we think of cultivating resilience. The American Psychological Association defines resilience as the process of adapting well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, threats, or significant sources of stress. And the pandemic is certainly one of those sources of stress. So we are working on resilience here. So the question for today is, how can arts leaders help artists and performers to be resilient, especially if you don't have any money, okay, or if you can't hire them? So one question we wanted to ask right up top, I'm not sure, Anna Joy, if you put together a survey. Did you put together a poll? Okay. So maybe just a show of hands, since we have a small group here. How many people here identify yourself as an arts organization leader? Okay. And how many people here identify as an artist or a performer? Okay. All right. So we've got a little bit of a mix here. I think of myself as both. That's where I'm at. And Athena, you're a dancer too, right?
Actor.
Okay.
Singer.
Yeah. Okay. So across both of those worlds. All right. So when we're talking about the impact of COVID-19 on artists, performers, these are things you know, but we're just going to lay it out and then talk about how to help. So the big one is loss of income. You know, if you're not performing, if you're not doing shows, then you don't have revenue coming in. So that's a significant piece there. The loss of audience can also have a different hit. Anna Joy was sharing a story of somebody who was saying, I don't know who I am when I'm not performing, when I don't have people listening to my music, when I'm not um, you know, doing shows or at a gallery opening or something like that. So the loss of audience is hitting people pretty hard too. This also comes with a loss of purpose. If you're not able to do that thing which is at the core of your being, then that can be really difficult to handle as well. Loss of social connections, as we all know, we've all been physically distancing all this time. So we haven't been able to be around our fellow artists and musicians. You know, as a musician, I think about the people. I haven't played music with another person live besides my mom playing piano duets and my 6-year-old and 10-year-old doing, you know, kid music since last March. That's a really long time not to be playing music with people. And it hurts me at a deep soul level not to be having that kind of interaction. So that loss of social connection, that loss of artistic connection is a different kind of impact on artists and performers than maybe on other people who are dealing with a pandemic. Another thing we want to consider is the exposure to other impacts. So it may be that somebody has had to get a day job to make up for the lost income, and that might be essential work where they are exposed to the virus, where there's a higher risk of getting sick and dealing with the public at this time. Probably never pleasant, but especially unpleasant now, maybe. And then a lot of people are also caring for children or family members, maybe helping kids with online school, maybe taking care of older family members who need extra help right now because they can't get out. So those are some other impacts that might be affecting artists and performers. Does any of those things resonate for you or the people that are affiliated with your organization? You can put it in the chat box. I see heads nodding. Okay. So we're going to talk about how to support artists and performers with a framework of 6 needs. If you've ever heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, this is a more modern look at that. We don't think in a hierarchy anymore because our needs overlap. So this comes from a study from the Gallup World Poll. The reference is at the end if you happen to want to read that. But this divides the needs into basic needs for food and shelter, safety and security, social support and love, feeling respected and pride in activities, mastery, and self-direction and autonomy. And these are needs that we all have as people. Of course, the basic needs, safety and security, are most important. If we don't have that, it's really hard to work on mastery and self-direction. So that's where we're going to start, is with the basic and safety needs. So the question here is, do artists and performers have food, shelter, and freedom from physical danger? That's probably not something that you can provide directly. You're not a social service organization, but there are some ways to help. And the first one, obviously, is just to hire artists and performers when you can. Give them some revenue, give them some income, and that helps to take care of those basic needs. But if you're not able to do that, one thing you can do is to provide information about resources. For Show Me Hope, this is our national disaster distress hotline. You can call or text this number 24/7, and it redirects to a local call center in the Kansas City area. And they maintain an up-to-date list of resources and can help people find the things they need. You can also be sure to pass on any information you get about grants for artists and performers. And then for independent contractors or people who are self-employed as artists and musicians, you can talk to them about PPP loans, the paycheck, I can't remember what that stands for actually. So if they haven't applied for that, it may be a possibility if somebody's primarily doing independent contracting work. Another thing to consider with physical safety is domestic violence. We've seen an increase in this during the pandemic, especially with people being at home more. And if you don't have income, then it's harder to leave a dangerous situation. So if you suspect that something is happening with somebody that you're affiliated with, you can provide some information about domestic violence resources. You can also provide information about other common disaster reactions, so people know that it's not uncommon for us to have trouble sleeping, or if you're having a hard time focusing or concentrating or practicing, that's really not uncommon, and it can be nice to hear that. Another thing to help with these basic and safety needs is to share your resources to help in creating revenue generating opportunities. And I think there'll be plenty of opportunity to talk about that more as we share some of the things that people are already doing. Okay, so after those basic and safety needs are met, this is when we can focus on some of these other areas of need. So social support and love is something that all of us need. The questions we can ask is, do the artists and performers have people who care for them? And do they have support during this crisis? Some people are well connected and have plenty of people to draw support from locally. Some people don't. So one thing that you can do as a leader is to show your support personally, and also to show support from the voice of the organization. We can talk about later how that might work for your organization. Facilitating gatherings can be very helpful, even just getting on Zoom, having a happy hour, having a jam session where each person takes a turn playing something or showing a piece they're working on. That can be a way to provide social support that doesn't take a lot of planning. That also is a way that you can make connections and introductions. So if you know somebody might like to collaborate with somebody else, that's a great thing to do to help somebody with their social support and love needs. You can also send people to the Show Me Hope support group. We have 2 of those that are starting. And we don't love the term support group. So if you have a better term for that, basically these are going to be places. We have one for artists and performers, and we have one for arts organization leaders. And just a gathering where we can be together, we can share the challenges we're facing, the wins we're experiencing, maybe even a place to share art and music and movement and that kind of thing as well. But this is a way to cultivate that social support and to meet some of the other needs that I'll describe as well. So if you have an idea better than support group, you can drop that in the chat and we'll be happy to hear it. Another need is respect, pride, and mastery. So questions you can ask are, do artists and performers feel respected by others and proud of their work? And have the artists and performers learned something and done their best work? So of course, you can create opportunities for work. A good example of this is Thursday Night Arts that Arts KC is doing. It's an art showcase where a certain number of performers are coming on Thursday nights. They're getting paid for their time. And it's a way, it's an opportunity for work, and it's an opportunity to demonstrate mastery, to experience pride in work, to experience the respect of an audience. Even if it's not, a regular gig, it's something, and it's meeting this need. Something else that you can do is to share resources. Audiences are one resource to share. I know that in normal times, sometimes we tend to be a little bit protective over our audiences. This is a really good time to collaborate, to team up in sharing things. You can share space. I've heard some good things from Anna Joy about ways that we're opening up space to people so that they can do their work, or they can have a small show, or have opportunities for the public to come in a larger space. Technology solutions are another resource that you can share. Maybe you have a Zoom account that you can share. Maybe you have email newsletter. This is also a marketing channel. Or you have a way that you can sell tickets through your website or something like that, so that an artist or a performer could make some revenue. So if we can get creative about how to share those resources, that's something that might not cost your organization a lot of money, but it can help those artists and performers to work and to experience this respect and pride and mastery. The last one here is self-direction and autonomy. The questions we can ask are, do artists and performers get to choose how to spend their time? And do artists and performers experience freedom in life? I think about that whole day job kind of thing. my brother is a professional bass player in Chicago. And of course, he's had a number of day jobs over the years. And it's tough when you get in a job that expects you to spend your time there in a different way than you might prefer. You can feel stuck or trapped. So one way to help with this self-direction and autonomy need is just to ask for suggestions and to listen. So if somebody has a great idea for a collaboration or a program or, a marketing thing, ask for those suggestions, listen to what they offer and see if there's a way you can work with it. Some things aren't going to work. Some things might, and it might be something brilliant that you wouldn't have thought of on your own. A good question to ask sometimes is just to say, how can I support you? That leaves open room for people to identify what their needs are. Sometimes that question is too big. And so you sort of have to gauge with the person you're talking with, whether that question is too big or not. Another suggestion, this came from Anna Joy, is to provide structure and deadlines to allow for creative freedom. All of us who have been artists, you know that if you just have an open-ended canvas, a whole year ahead with no deadlines, with no shows coming up, with no performances coming up, no recitals, it can be really difficult to get yourself to do the work. So maybe there's a way that you as an arts organization leader can provide some structure, can provide some deadlines. So that can provide some of that external motivation to do the work. Another thing that's really important is to communicate clearly and honestly what is and what is not realistic in the current circumstances. So if you're not going to be having any shows in your venue until September 2021, be honest about that. The more information that all of us have, the easier it is to deal with these constantly changing circumstances. It's also completely okay to say, I don't know, or to say, I'm hoping for this, but that might change. I think the more that we are just human with each other and just vulnerable and saying those kinds of things, the stronger our relationships will be and the better all of us are going to get through this. So here are some tips specifically for arts leaders. I already said this one, know that it's okay to say, I don't know. You also need to understand that supporting others takes energy. So make sure you're filling your own cup. In previous presentation, we really focused on that, how to take care of yourself. And we shared a resource with a whole lot of self-care ideas and resources. So make sure you are taking care of yourself too. Be conscious of managing expectations, setting those appropriate boundaries when you're offering your help. At the extreme end of this, you probably don't want 5 people moving into your house because they lost their apartment indefinitely. So you do need to set boundaries for your own well-being. But also you want to be open to out-of-the-box ideas. We're creating this new normal together. We are doing things that maybe we never would have done otherwise, thanks to the pandemic. So be open to those ideas and trying things out, throwing the spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. We'll probably find some cool things out of this. I mentioned the support group before, or whatever we call that. This is the link where you can sign up for this. We're planning on, for the leaders, it's going to be on the second and fourth Tuesdays at noon. Not sure the start date for that, but if you want to go to that link and put in your email address, then you'll be on the list to get the email for what the start date will be. So that's bit.ly/arts-org-leaders. I've also got some tips here for artists and performers. First tip is to do your art.
Sorry. Sharon is actually on this call. Sharon, do you want to pipe up? She will be leading that arts organization group, the Arts Leaders group. Sharon, if you want to unmute yourself and share anything about what you were kind of hoping to provide in that might be helpful for people to hear directly from you.
Yeah, sorry, I was stuffing my face, which is why I didn't have my video on for a while. People don't necessarily want to look at me eat. So yeah, I talked to Anna and Rochelle a little bit about my hopes was just getting leaders together and really using this as a support type group. So, you know, what's weighing on our minds as leaders, sometimes as leaders, you know, we've got not only our staff stuff to deal with, we've got our own stuff to deal with. We're still trying to lead organizations or lead departments or lead things. So how do we all get together and kind of support our way through and know, you know, when is it okay to kind of, I mean, I was telling Anna Joy and Rochelle that, you know, I allow myself about 2 times, maybe 3 to bitch about something. But once I've hit that 3 mark, it's like, yeah, you either got to do something or you got to move on and find something new. But it takes a long time to kind of get to know that. So I was hoping just to bring people together. Being a leader myself, I understand some of those struggles of what kind of face I have to keep for staff, but also know that I'm human and I have my own things that I need to say. So hopefully we'll get that started soon. I just need to loop back with Anna Joy and Rochelle and see if, you know, when we want to get this all started. So I look forward to it.
Yeah. And Sharon Freese is also from the Truman Medical Center Behavioral Health, and she is the CEO or the COO of...
Yeah. Basically, I oversee all the behavioral health operations here, the inpatient, the outpatient. I do it all. I'm a nurse and a social work by training, if that helps anybody. So I've got a little bit of everything.
And we're very grateful that you're with us.
Yeah. And I look forward to it. And I figure I'm going to learn just as much from you all as you may even possibly learn from me. But these kinds of things are where I absorb from others. So I look forward to it.
Thank you.
Great. And I did put that link in the chat box. If you want to enter your email, if you're interested in the group for Arts Org Leaders. And then I also put the link in there for the group for artists and performers. You're welcome to be in both if you identify with both. The tips I have here for artists and performers, first of all, is to do your art if it doesn't hurt too much. I've had some time when, during the pandemic, when, you know, singing and playing certain songs, it just brought up so much grief for me that it wasn't helpful. It wasn't helpful. So if it hurts, maybe you can do some different art. I am not a visual artist, but I've been doing some art journaling during the pandemic. Started doing cross stitch again, which is something I hadn't done in a while. I also picked up a different instrument. So I'm not playing my oboe. That was my major instrument in college, but now I am playing a folk harp. Not very well. I'm a beginner on that instrument. So doing different art is something that can help to serve us as artists and performers. Do share ideas for collaboration with other artists and performers, with arts organizations. And we all have to get creative here during this pandemic to figure out how to serve the world through our art. And your ideas are valuable, and so we want to share those. And then ask for help when you need it. We have this support group coming up. We also have the disaster distress hotline that I mentioned earlier. There are people, there are resources here to help all of us get through this really difficult period. So just ask for help when you need it, and we'll, together as a community, we'll figure out how to make it work and how to get through. So this is our closing slide here, just to share the disaster distress hotline one more time. Make sure you have that available. It is free and anonymous. We don't start a chart. It doesn't take insurance or anything like that. So truly, you just call the number and you can talk with somebody. We also put the link here for the Show Me Hope YouTube channel from Tri-County, bit.ly/Show Me Hope videos. There are videos there on lots of different topics to help with coping and self-care and that sort of thing as well. Okay. All right, so that gives us a little bit of a groundwork to open up for to hear from other arts organization leaders about the things that you're doing and to have some discussion about the things that you'd like to do as well. Sound good?
Rochelle, Karen just put something in the chat that I thought was pretty powerful. And I'm wondering if we could just go ahead and look at that together and take a minute to kind of talk about that, because I do know, especially in the arts community, suicide is a big damn deal. And we've heard of a lot of really sad stories during the pandemic. And so, yeah, so let's start with a big one right off. Like, that's a huge one for a lot of our constituents. And it's almost like sometimes it's too late, like we don't know about what's going on with that individual until it's too late. So what are some things that, I know that you were talking about support and different things, but like some practicals around that, and I know that also Angie and Marissa have been doing some really cool stuff in that way of supporting artists. So yeah, if we could maybe open that conversation up, because I know it's a big deal right now.
Sure. Well, I have to log off pretty quick, but I'll make a quick comment about that. First is, we can be proactive in giving people resources, so that I'm going to say the disaster distress hotline again. When you call that number, the person on the other end has some procedures to follow where they can assess for suicidality. The suicide hotline is another resource just to keep in your phone so that you can share that number with somebody when they need it. I don't have that one. I actually don't have my phone next to me. Otherwise, I would share that one. But just having those resources, sharing them, even, sharing them blanket with everybody and not like singling people out, can be a way to get the information out there without making somebody feel worse. I think that some of the proactive things we can do I think we can, maybe this is just a discussion point, is what can you do proactively, and then what can you do when you realize somebody is really struggling. So I'll leave you with that question. I'll be contemplating it as I drive to another therapy appointment. But yes, thank you all for being willing as leaders and as artists to dig into something as big as suicide. I mentioned domestic violence earlier. And there's a lot of things, a lot of pain and hardship right now. And being willing to face that head on as a community is how we get through it. I'll log off and let you discuss.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
And if I could just add onto what Rochelle said, and I'll type in the Suicide National Hotline number. It's a 1-800 number, and people can stay completely anonymous on there, so if people are worried about that. But I know in mental health, we've been really trying to get out that talking to people about suicide does not put the idea in their head. So sometimes people are afraid to say it because they're like, oh, if they weren't thinking about it, if I ask them, then I'm going to be giving them the idea. And that just isn't true. It's almost a relief when you do say, hey, are you having any thoughts about not wanting to be here? You don't have to say suicide. You don't have to say, do you want to kill yourself? A lot of times we just ask the question, do you at night go to sleep hoping that you won't wake up tomorrow? And if people start answering yes around that, or I just simply don't have a lot of hope, or the biggest one from a lot of suicide studies that I've looked at is when people's sleep starts getting disrupted severely. That's one of the top warning signs that people are in bigger trouble, or because they're cognitively have a hard time processing and may not think rationally. So if people's sleep is getting more disrupted, or not eating as much, but I think as much reaching out just to say, I care. I'm a listening ear. I don't know exactly what to say to you, but I am here for you, can be a huge support for people, because you don't have to have the words. You just need to, sometimes people just need to know that somebody's there and somebody cares.
So that's actually what the other stuff I'm dealing with at the same time as we're doing this today. It's funny you mentioned it, Anna Joy. We lost one of our community this week, got in his car last weekend and headed west and jumped into the Grand Canyon earlier this week. And it's somebody that was close to all of us in our group, participated in a lot of our programs, really used the arts, mostly theater, as a means to learn more about himself, to develop, to grow, and was one of these people that was carrying a lot inside of him while doing a lot with his outside personality and persona. And that's what we're doing exactly that right now. And Sherry, I might want to come by and pick your brain at some point, because I'm newly motivated to address the need for real, actual mental health care, or a plan for mental health follow-up post-incarceration. But we're all just trying to deal with how that impacts each one of us. And as the arts organization leader, I'm fielding a whole lot of conversations, and we're going back and forth, and everybody's kind of just numbly moving through that whole thing. And he knew, all of us know, he knew he had people here, he had people checking, but that wasn't his solution. So it's, and I think as we teach people how to emote in art and how to use it as an outlet and how to use it as a tool, I always refer to it as being a very reflective experience, which is why it's so important for incarcerated persons. And sometimes I guess you just don't know what to do with all those feelings you find.
Thank you for sharing that, Lee. That's a really, really good point. And I think one thing to take from that is knowing that even if we do everything we can to help someone, to prevent what's going on, they may still make that choice for themselves. And so we can't put that burden on ourselves. And we have to do a lot of self-care as well, to make sure that we can get through that and get through the loss among the community and for ourselves.
What was that?
Yes. So the point that Lee was, a good point that came from Lee was that even though we might have people that we reach out to, or there's a community surrounding someone, we can't be the one to keep someone from harming themselves. That's a choice that ultimately they end up making. So we have to make sure we keep ourselves from putting that own burden on us. Yeah, go ahead, Karen.
Is this microphone working? I guess first thing, because I have a giant dog and cat here, so I was like ixnay on the sound. As we're talking about this, one of the things I think that concerns me a lot is the sense of not being seen. That there's a whole feeling as an artist that nobody's seeing me right now. You know, that both as a performer, as a maker. For us, I know that I've been ill as a hornet, mood-wise, for about a week, and it's partially because there is no structure, you know, and it's literally feels like paddling a boat in a circle, and I'm really sick of the boat in the circle, and so I'm just generally angry. But actually then being able to talk about that with a really tiny staff of two was helpful. But it occurs to me, like listening to Lee, to what you're saying in a way, it makes me wonder if there's some things that we do need to do. Like, it's not the same doing your monologue at home. It's not the same. It doesn't feel the same. It's not the same when you do it on Zoom for your friends. Do we need to consider looking at safe ways to open our spaces up so people can individually come and own the stage for a minute and bring one person in your bubble who's going to come into this awesome space with you, and I'm going to give you the theater for an hour with the lights on, you know, and the whole shooting match, so that then you can come into the place that is your church. Because for some people, it's the church. And then come and do that thing that you do. And just be in that room for a minute. I think the fact that we've been able to walk back into our building has been a lifeline to knowing that We're doing things in it to improve it. We're working on the building itself, and I can see some change happening there. But it occurs to me that it wouldn't be that much harder to just say, we're going to do a sign up thing. And on this day, you know, and I mean, I could do it every day. There's nothing else happening, you know, so I can do that. And I imagine that there are other people who could also. We'd have to observe social distancing and stuff like that inside the building to keep those people safe while they're doing whatever it is they need to do. But are we at the point that we need to look at some out of the box things that we didn't think of initially and take advantage of the fact that we actually do have our buildings and they're empty? I mean, if you came and decided you were going to do a monologue in it or sing a song in my building, you could not possibly hurt yourself because nobody else has been there. And it's big enough that I can stand 60 feet away from you, and I don't think you can hurt me either. So I guess I'm throwing it out there because it's something that we can do. We can't do it for 30 people at one time, but it's something we could do for, you know, 2 or 3 people who have been hanging out together just so they get a chance to kind of be in the water again. Because what we've been asked to do is be a fish and not be in water. So I would just say that.
That's a really good point, Karen. Thank you so much for mentioning that. It sounds like that's resonating with a lot of folks in the chat. And I think it also goes back to one of the points that Rochelle made is, you know, what can we do to collaborate and think outside the box and be there for artists and performers? Does anyone else have any other ideas of how, whether as an artist or a performer, you would like to be supported, or as an arts organization, you have supported other artists and performers during this time?
Well, I can go. I'm Angie from Inner Urban Art House. When we're faced with situations like this, we oftentimes ask ourselves, what can we do with, you know, the limited budgets that we obviously have? When we're able to pay artists, we definitely do that. But then I think of the things that we organically have, like we have our social media platforms and our audiences and people who naturally trust us to bring arts and culture to them. And we've created space for artists to be able to bring their performances to our platform. So we'll carve out the space, we'll help them with marketing and allow them to perform to audiences and accept tips while they're doing it. I know I had hired Jason Devada. I can't say I hired him. I allowed him to come to my neighborhood, and he did a social distance performance for, you know, my little bubble of neighbors, and he made enough to pay rent. It was and it was amazing. Everybody was just completely in awe because we've all not been live with another human performer forever. But I think that we can probably all create those spaces with our online audiences and allowing people to accept tips. I think even if at the beginning of this pandemic, you were like, Venmo, what's that? PayPal, no way I'm gonna pay somebody. Now we're all like, what do you need? I will send it off right now. I think that I naturally just have like a stash of budget money, not a stash, but some of my personal budget that I buy art or pay performers or I tip online and things like that. And I feel like a lot of that has not been used because we went out of the gates in the pandemic with performances every night of the week and overlapping, and then everyone became so fatigued and those seem to have fallen off that we're not doing them again. I feel like people are ready for it again and are looking for reasons to engage in something that's not this deep dive of depression into, oh my gosh, it's still going on. What do we do now? We need the distraction now more than ever. We obviously need the tools for mental health as well, but I would say that this is a mental health tool as well, because art gives us hope.
Yeah, you know, I can speak as an artist because I do work in theater, I costume design and I act and things like that. And that's what we pour ourselves into as artists, right? That is, we like breathe life into ourselves by breathing life into a character or a canvas or singing a song. And those things in itself are therapeutic. So I guess with that point, there are a lot of really wonderful things that come out of being in a performance space, being around others performing, or creating space for that. What do those things look like for you? What are those things that you feel like you're missing as an arts organization or an artist, that are really important to you, that help to breathe life into you? Karen says laughter.
Just the opportunity to gather. Doing what we're doing right now is what I've really missed. Having somebody that knows what I'm working on and how I'm working and who I'm working with and what we're hoping to accomplish, that I can have a conversation with and hear what you're all doing. And I mean, that's how we function, right? We're a community. We gather, we gab, we share, we talk, we fix, we find.
Mm-hmm. And there is, I think we've all heard of the term Zoom fatigue by now. So some of us have already reached that point. Some of us aren't there yet. So the Zoom platform is great, so we can do that. But, the in-person is really valuable as well. There's like a spirit and a feeling that you can get when gathering with others. Karen says she misses laughter. Clarissa, I think, is that how you pronounce it, Clarissa? Clarissa, collaborations, guests in person, seeing people behind Marissa, conversations about beauty, mystery, and imagination. So thinking like outside of the box a little bit and how we can make these things happen. We have a vaccine that's a slow rollout, but it's happening, right? So there's a vaccine which gives us some hope, and it's proven to be pretty effective. And we haven't found out about any real major harmful side effects. CDC is loosening their guidelines, so we can gather, right? As long as we're social distancing and wearing masks. So what are some other ways we can maybe come together physically while we can adhere to these things? Yes, Lee.
I don't have an answer to your question, but what you were talking about, the vaccine rollout, all of you will hear me say sometimes some not so wonderful things about the Kansas Department of Corrections, but they are talking about rolling volunteers into their phase of vaccination to when they have the inmates and staff get vaccinated, allowing volunteers to come out and get vaccinated too, which allows us to get back to work, which says to me that the administration of the prison system in Kansas understands, knows, and appreciates how very important it is for the incarcerated men and women to have the outlets that we all provide to them. And it's important enough that they will share the precious vaccine with us so that we can help these men and women begin to take apart what's been going on inside of their heads while they've been all alone. So, yay.
That's amazing. Thank you. Yes, Anna.
So I'm going to call a couple people out here because I can see who's on this call. Karen, how many people on your stage at the Warwick socially distanced apart without, like, how many people could you put on there? Like, I'm thinking about choirs.
I think if you were doing a choir, I would suggest we didn't only use the stage.
Right, but like outside of that.
Yeah, what I would suggest is that we maybe put some people on the stage, but also take advantage of the big staircase and the balcony. I think that it would be possible to also put a conductor at the top of the staircase, mm-hmm. and then socially distance a choir. It really depends on the type of singing we're talking about doing.
Well, Matt Aberley is on the call, and he is the chair of Musica Vocale, which is like a Baroque style choral unit. Matt, are you, I'm going to unmute you and ask you to talk, if you don't mind. Because I know that he and I were speaking about the next time they were going to be, you know, singing, and he was like, not until we can actually sing without masks. And because I know that that's a really big, especially for singers, it's a huge, huge deal. So yeah, I was thinking about that space that you have, Karen, and how amazing the sound would be in there, and it could be safe.
Yeah. Well, and there's a way to do it. And that actually, once we're getting ready to take that other balcony back, which means the space gets even bigger. It's for those of you who've never been to the Warwick, it's designed to flex down so you can have an intimate audience of 50 to 75. And then when you take advantage of all of the breadth of the space, you could probably get up and put lots of chairs and things. You could use it for 300. So it's got a lot of expansive capacity. But I'd love to talk to Matt, and if he wants to come by and look at it, then we could look and see how that could work. Because I think the real issue is not only how many people, it's where you stand them, and then creating a way that people can see the conductor so they can hang together. But then if we're thinking of a polyphonic approach to it, it could be really very exciting, and then could be eventually duplicated for an audience.
I think that's a perfect example of intentional collaboration that we can start to work from, right? So just looking at the names on here, if you want to do the support group, which I propose safe space, I don't know, throw that out there. You can take that or not. So for organization leaders and for artists, you know, trying to be a part of things like this, and just making very intentional connections, since they aren't happening as naturally now because we're so distant, right? I have a question. What I want you all to think about this. I would love to hear from each and every one of you, but if you're camera shy, that's okay. What is something good that came out of the pandemic for you as an artist? Or, I mean, even just personally, if you're having a hard time finding it as an artist, but I'd like you to think about it as an artist or an arts organization.
I'll take that one, but I'm not coming on camera. Sorry. Short night.
Okay.
This is Cheryl Kimmy. I am the director of KC Fringe. And for those who know me, know that I have had a lot on my plate, and the pandemic has helped me delegate more because I simply cannot do what I was able to do before. So it's helping me let go and engage more people in the mix and validate their participation in the organization, which now will ultimately help me transition out when it's time.
Delegation is a beautiful thing. Thank you for sharing, Cheryl.
Sure. Oh, I'm going to share one more thing.
Yeah, go for it.
When I was really struggling this fall, it was very challenging for me adjusting to the total lack of social interaction, because I'm very social and usually very busy. And one of my staff very kindly pointed out to me that I was in withdrawal. And I'm like, what do you mean? She said, Cheryl, you're an adrenaline junkie. You're in withdrawal. Yes, Anna Joy, you know exactly what and I just went, oh my gosh. So I'd never thought about it that way. So I know there are some of us on here that are similar personalities. And yes, this has been a chance for us to reset and detox, if you will.
Yeah, I think a lot of people can identify with that. How about anyone else that wants to share? Marissa, did I see your hand?
Sorry. As Angie was going to maybe talk, but I was just going to say, for us, virtual programming, while it does seem kind of counter to what we're talking about, that is something that is actually been a huge benefit for us. We have now implemented 360 tours of our galleries that will go forward for the foreseeable future. That gives accessibility to anybody, both maybe somebody that has a disability or any sort of like social anxieties, especially as we're coming back into in-person programming. This gives access to those folks, but it also gives us an ability to reach audiences beyond Kansas City and beyond Kansas and Missouri. So we are seeing an uptick in our website traffic in terms of visiting our galleries and in sales to spaces that are well beyond our reach in previous settings. It really pushed us over the edge to just like tackle virtual programming and just accept the fact that we were not going to be perfect. And that includes, you know, the virtual artist talks, learning to be a videographer, and just kind of getting over those fears of being on virtual platforms and being recorded and speaking and all that stuff. So as much as it is exhausting to be on Zoom all the time, there are parts of it that I know we'll keep for our programming purposes.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of things that folks are implementing that are going to be kept. So like telehealth, we at Truman, we've had so much telehealth going on because of COVID, and that's likely something that will continue in whatever capacity that happens. So that's great. You get more traffic, extra income or sustainable income. What else? Dana, did you have your hand up?
Clarissa has her hand up.
This is Clarissa.
Oh, I'm not seeing her for some reason. Oh, it's a virtual hand raising. Okay, go ahead, Clarissa.
That's okay. So for me, during the pandemic, something great that came out was the Zooms, actually, for me, because I was able to, whereas the in-person vendor shows had stopped, I started doing some shows through Zoom, and that kept me having some type of revenue coming in, which also made me more comfortable with the camera and more comfortable with my voice, to the point where Interurban was able to help me and hire me to help facilitate a session along with the Kansas City Arts Coalition. So yeah, I had a lot of great things come out from the pandemic for me personally as an artist.
So what I'm hearing from you is that you were pushed outside your comfort zone, and because you were basically forced to, and now you are reaping the benefits of that.
Yes, absolutely.
That's awesome. I think a lot of us can identify with that in some way. Who else?
I know organizationally, I have a lot more trust in my team to work independently, work when they need to, because gosh, we all know our schedules have had to flex now that our personal lives have collided with our work lives, being stuck at home primarily. So in that though, it's strengthened our relationships, because I mean, trust is the foundation of that the job's getting done. And I think people are being more productive than they have ever been and thinking outside of the box. I was on an interesting call with Springboard for the Arts, and they said something to the effect of, artists are brought to the table because they think outside the box, but the artists don't realize there is a box. And I was just like, that's awesome. That's so true. And our studio artists. So we have 20 studios at the Art House and about 26 people that work in those. And I think when it was quote unquote normal, everyone had a place to be all the time. So you know, when people would be there was not predictable at all. And just the sheer number of people who are in studio all the time as their safe place, they're holding one another accountable for studio time. There's pods of people who call one another telling, you know, I'll be there what time, should I grab dinner on the way? They've created internal support structures for themselves, and their work has skyrocketed. I've just seen personal growth, and Clarissa is one of our studio artists, personal growth from individuals who studio with us that I don't think in a 1 year time period you would have ever seen that kind of growth happen unless it was just like this perfect time right now.
Thank you for sharing that, Angie. Yeah, go ahead, Dana.
I think from Arts KC's point of view and my view, I think two things, not just two, but two things. I think for me, it really allowed us to focus and really more clearly recognize how we can be of service to all of you and to the arts community. So I think it has allowed us an opportunity to focus and to contribute. I think the other thing for me, just personally, I never thought I could be more proud and humbled by the community that we support. And this pandemic has done just that. I marvel daily, weekly at how resilient, how innovative, how determined, and frankly, how selfless our community, the arts community, is within the region. So I think for me, it was focus. And then I think, and not that I really ever imagined I could be, but just even more of an elevated sense of pride to be part of and in service to such a remarkable community.
Thank you for sharing that, Dana. About anyone else?
I would like to hear a little bit more about, this is a great thing about having inside information, about the collaboration between Interurban and KCAC, and also sort of from Clarissa's, as an artist, kind of, not that she represents all artists, because obviously nobody does that, but as an artist, what is actually what has been practical support for you? I know you mentioned being hired and having those opportunities to speak and kind of get comfortable with your voice and finding that, but even other artists that you've seen, or any of the other arts organization leaders here that have seen practical tools that have worked, and even some tools that haven't worked that you've tried and have just like fallen flat because artists don't actually want that or need that. I'd love to kind of crack that open a little bit. And then even we were kind of talking about before, like the power of holding space for people and just allowing people to kind of, I mean, nobody likes to be vomited on, but sometimes you just need to like allow somebody to word vomit on you for a minute just to like get it out. And that's really strong imagery. I'm sorry. That's just brain works. But just like even, and I was thinking about practically like that structural piece that Angie was just talking about, and how we can be more intentional within our networks of the constituents that we serve to really charge ourselves as structure builders for our constituents. And it doesn't have to be a hard structure or a scaffolding type of a thing, but just kind of that, hey, you know, what can we do to really kind of come around you in a practical way, as a container of sorts, you know? But I think that there's something that's so powerful about the witness. And to me, that holding of the space is that witness of a person's life, and the stretching that happens when you take the time to contain somebody's something, you know. Discuss.
Well, Clarissa, did you want to respond? I think there was several different questions wound into one.
I know, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Clarissa, did you want to comment at all about the part of supporting artists? And you've had some unique experiences, I think, this past year.
Yeah, I have had, as Angie said, some very, very unique experiences from supporting artists, from feeding, pantry, sharing. I pick up food and it's too much for me, and I share it with another artist or a neighbor. And then, so little things like that mean a lot. walking food down to my neighbor. I just walked down there and took her dinner because I had extra. But from an artist standpoint, this program that we're doing right now, Springboard for the Arts, it has really been great. We've only had 2 sessions, but I had there's a personal testimony right now. I had one of the participants from last night call me today and ask if we could just have a conversation about her sleep pattern, because I mentioned sleep last night. And she called, I gave her my number in the, you know, how you give your number out during the chats, and nobody responds or no one reaches out. She reached out and we had a 30-minute conversation about her sleep patterns and how I slept last night and what she's doing as an artist. So these groups that are happening, I think at first I was thinking it was going to take several weeks for people to get comfortable and start sharing. I don't think that's going to be, because artists have been looking for a place to talk and talk about their practice and get some support and get some other ideas and just grow. So yeah, that's what I've got.
So I guess I'll segue over, and I'm going to guess that Marissa's got people in the gallery and had to step away to talk to them. So, but just to talk about what it is we're doing, it's through Springboard for the Arts out of the Minneapolis area, and it's called Work of Art, Business Skills for Artists. So it's a 12-part workbook that you walk through with, and you can do it yourself, and you can go to our website to download the workbook. It's free to everyone, as they put it. We created an incredible workbook and people came to us to buy it from us. And so they started referencing it like donuts. They're like, it can either, people really liked our donuts and we could either sell the donuts or we could give away the recipe for free. And they decided to give away the recipe for free. So they're letting us use this incredible curriculum that they developed, which you can either go very slow and have real time. We're going to work through these worksheets together. Ours is a very accelerated one right now, but our signups have been great. It's free for everyone. We're using it as to drive our members from both Kansas City Artists Coalition and Interurban Art House to this program, but we're not denying anyone access to it. And we're very clear with that up front. So great turnout. We created a private Facebook page so that people could continue the conversations in a safe space and do these worksheets and bounce ideas off one another. But gosh, people need to be seen and heard right now. I mean, there was no shyness in the group of people needing to be seen and heard, which was great. It wasn't one of those things that you went, oh my gosh, what have we done? But it was, we need to create more space for folks. So this is organically after going through the first session over the last few weeks and doing the, moving into the second set. Today is that we need to create more time for people. So I think support groups, and I know that that is an absolutely terrible word, not the worst, but some people will not go to a support group. But the meetup groups, gosh, people really like that. They're feeling comfortable with it. And things at the beginning of the year that we thought we would never do, we are now, like going live on Facebook with our peers. Even Facebook groups have a mentor tab now. If you create a private group, you can choose mentorship topics so that you can match up with other people to go off into rooms and, well, virtual rooms and discuss things. Because we all know the answers are usually right in the room of like-minded people. And we as organization leaders don't necessarily have all the answers. We have quite a few, but not all of them. But back to what the Artists Coalition and the Art House decided to do, because we have similar constituents and our goals and objectives as organizations are so similar, and our resources are slimmer this year. It's a fact of life that things have adjusted, that we reached out to their team and said, let's do this together. Let's offer it and market it. We had grant funding in order to do it through the Department of Commerce with the state of Kansas. And so now we're co-writing grants to look for future funding. We've got it up and running through June, but after that, we'll have to lean on staff to be facilitators until we have funds to pay incredible people like Clarissa, and Katie Van Dieren from Strawberry Swing is another facilitator. And I think an overall commitment of our organizations, when we have funds to pay artists, we do. We always look to artists first to be our specialists that we turn to help support us. But everyone is going through the facilitation training in both of our organizations. So we will keep it going. And I see it benefiting both you and Katie as well, Clarissa. Yeah, it's amazing. Darn, I wish Marissa were still here. Clarissa, do you care if I bring up the insurance thing? Because I think that's another.
I forgot all about that. Yes, ma'am, you can bring that up.
You know, I think that there are other things that as organizations that have operational things that we do that could possibly trickle out. We have a insurance program. It's not health insurance. It's a group share program through an organization called Sedera. And they are allowing us to offer that to our contract employees. So Clarissa's the first contract employee who's been able to buy into an affordable plan, which I hope is you have a similar experience that I've had that's just been remarkable and transformative of how I receive healthcare benefits. And that if we have a positive experience with that, how we can roll that out to other artists in the community who affordable healthcare is a real issue. And one that I know that we all think about, but we don't think that we can come up with any solutions for it because it's so big. So it's relationship building and thinking outside that darn box.
And I gave up because of my resources. I gave up my health insurance. So I had been without insurance for over a year. And when this came about, Angie said that I could apply. Long story short, cut and dry. It was easy. The doctor came to my house yesterday. Amazing. And it was fantastic. A fantastic meeting. And I can't.
You got a house call. That's awesome.
I did. I did. And so, Angie, you're 100% right. I know several artists that have canceled their health insurance during this time.
Oh, yeah.
You know, yes, there's a pandemic. Yes, there's catastrophic things could happen, but we took a chance in that we shouldn't have to do that, but we did.
Well, I really appreciate learning environments like this with other leaders in the arts community in Kansas City, because I think that things like our organization we happen to find out about this because I go to a direct primary care provider who said, hey, look at this for your family. But I can't imagine that the rest of the organization leaders who offer benefits to their employees aren't also looking at those numbers just skyrocketing. I mean, who wants to fundraise to pay for health insurance? And if you are even able to pay anything towards your employees' expenses, but that we can share these sorts of resources. And gosh, wouldn't it be amazing if in a year or two we were able as a group to benefit from a plan that we could all leverage together?
I think, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say that's a perfect example of intentional collaboration, right?
Yeah.
And Heather actually put a link into the chat. So if you're interested in participating in that, you can register on there. So we only have about 15 minutes left. Thinking about just intentionally creating these spaces and meeting the needs for ourselves as leaders and organizations and for artists. Like, how can we look at these wonderful things that came out of the pandemic, like resetting, delegating, pushing ourselves outside of our comfort zone, strengthening relationships, increasing trust, having greater accountability, clarity of purpose, resilience, having innovation, and increased pride in what we do. So how can we harness all of these things and make them into something tangible and practical that we can do to support each other in the community? whether it's supporting other arts organizations or supporting performers. And you can take a moment to think about that.
Give the internal processors a second. And 3 days.
Could shoot us an email later, you know.
Yeah, no, totally. I always want to try to get questions out for internal processors ahead of time, and then I never do. And I'm so sorry to all of my internal processors. I would love to hear, if you guys are able, I would love to hear from Anne and Glenda, especially because I want you two to like connect and collaborate together anyway. So we can talk about that offline. But I know both of you are working in the outdoor sphere in interesting ways, and would even love, like, creating space outdoors, you know, in intentional ways is something that's really powerful right now too.
I can jump in on that one. So I'm Glenda Masters. I'm the cultural arts manager over at the City of Lee Summit. And so kind of one of our biggest challenges kind of right out of the gate is that as a city, we really don't have any dedicated cultural spaces, really. We have an outdoor amphitheater that's operated by our parks system, and really over at MCC Longview, there's a small black box theater. But in terms of, you know, dedicated cultural facility spaces, it's kind of it. And so we kind of realized as a city, I think probably one of the big things out of the pandemic, kind of circling back around to kind of what have been some of the positives, is that during this whole entire time of 2020, and it'll continue on for a little bit, we've actually at the city been doing our comprehensive planning for the next 20, 30 years. And so I think what for me has been a really big bright spot is a definite conversation around what types of cultural facilities and spaces do we need within our community to serve our creative community and to help kind of build that up a little bit. Because there's definitely, we're definitely kind of at that disadvantage in terms of a municipality of what we're able to offer. And that's even impacted me as being a relatively new staff person over at the city. I've been there just shy of 3 years, and one of my big responsibilities is to help create cultural programming, but that's really challenging to do when there's not the right space for the right experience. And so they've been hearing me be a broken record quite a bit over there. But what that's led to is a lot of creativity in how we look at our spaces. I think kind of one of the big bright spots too that has happened over the pandemic is that I was able to connect one of our retail managers. We have Summit Fair Shopping Center, which is kind of one of those kind of outdoor shopping retail spaces. And even before the pandemic, they were experiencing a lot of vacant spaces. And I was able to connect them with our school district visual art program. And so we ended up doing an exhibit of basically art in empty storefronts. And I think one of the things that probably got a little bit overlooked in all of this is that our high school students, but particularly the visual arts students, really lost all of their ways to exhibit their artwork. And for many of those students, they need to exhibit their art publicly in order to get graduation credit. So that was one of the things that they immediately lost in all of that, because all of the venue spaces that they did have closed down. And so we connected with Summit Fair Shopping Center, and it was just a really great experience of seeing the shopping center have a challenge of vacant storefronts, and they can either just leave them vacant or they could pay thousands of dollars to get the vinyl coverings, which were very expensive. So that was their challenge. And then the challenge of the school district art program saying that they need spaces to exhibit. And so it was just a really cool case study of how each other's challenge actually became the solution to the other organization. And so that was and it was very easy to do. The management over there was very open and receptive to just opening up the storefronts, a couple of them, and allowing the teachers to come in and hang the student artwork. And they're actually, I think they started with the pilot program back in December. And I think next week they're going to expand it to probably 3 or 4 different vacant shopping centers. And I think it will go through March. And so it's just a really great opportunity to just kind of show the students, I think that there's creative ways to kind of get their artwork out there. And I think, again, just being really appreciative of the shopping center for just being so open. And it really wasn't much of a question. They just pretty much came right out and said, you know, if you have local artists that want to do something like this, to connect with them. And so I think from the city's perspective, we really didn't have anything to do with it. It was just kind of being in the right place at the right time and hearing two different people's conversations about what their challenges were and just saying, hey, you guys might want to talk to each other. And so I think kind of circling back to some of the bigger planning efforts for the city, I think for me, what I struggle with is how can I support our local community when, you know, I myself don't really have a lot of facility space to offer. We had instances during the pandemic over the summer where we had local organizations trying to use like some of our public spaces. And from the city's perspective, we just were not open to just kind of creating that potential liability. And so even as I try to create my own programming, I'm also up against that feeling of not wanting to create that liability for it being a spreader event or something like that. So kind of one of the things that I'm exploring, actually just thinking about it today, just kind of what planning could look like in the future is really kind of embracing that virtual online programming and using that as a way to get our local artists more present within the community. I feel like Lee's Summit in a way has kind of been hibernating. Its art community hasn't been very active at all. We don't have a lot of arts organizations to begin with, but I think that because they've been so used to doing something a very particular way for many, many years, they're not quite open to exploring different alternatives as much as some of the other communities are, like Kansas City and over on the Kansas side. So it's been really interesting to kind of see how our community has kind of handled this as opposed to some of the other communities. But I'm hoping to kind of help be more of that catalyst to kind of bring more of those different artist communities together to say, you know, why can't we do it? Like, we should be able to do this and create opportunities to highlight what's kind of going on here. So that's what's going on down south. Hi.
Linda, what was your role again with Lee's Summit?
Yeah, cultural arts manager.
Okay. And it's a city position or a county position?
City,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Linda, one thing you said about how you were able to connect people, I think that's one of the most important roles a city staff person like you can do. I really do. It's connecting all those different types of people that are out there. I know in Kansas City, you know, everywhere, I guess, but the city of Kansas City, people often look to them for funding and they're like, oh, we don't have arts funding. But even having that, someone at the city who can help connect, I just think that's so important. So I think that's great.
I definitely feel that that's been one of the biggest, like I've worked for a couple of different cities. And this is the first time where I've been like the first dedicated staff person to kind of working with the arts community here. And I've definitely seen that becoming one of the big focal points of what I do. And I think where someone like me is in a really, in a lucky position, because just by our nature, we're involved in a lot of different things in terms of development and different types of programs and different types of, strategic initiatives and things like that. So I hear a lot of different things that are kind of going on. And so when I happen to hear, what's going on for one entity and go, oh, wait, I remember being in a conversation about so-and-so and they had a problem with X, Y, or Z, I can kind of make that note to say, hey, I heard that you two had some issues. You might want to talk about this. Let me know if I can help. But for the most part, you guys should just talk and figure it out for yourself. But yeah, being a connector has definitely been really advantageous for our community.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We could go on and on. I know there's a ton of genius at this table, and I, again, am so grateful for each of you. We are going to wrap it up here. And I think the next steps that was on the final slide that Rochelle shared with us will go out in an email. And then Arts KC, we're getting our page for this wellness series and just kind of resources in general for wellness and resilience together. we will also include links to those, Karen, to those friend groups, gathering, willow tree groups. Anyway, yeah, sorry. That's the thing I miss about being with humans, is talking with my hands and, karate chopping people.
Anna Joy, can I make a suggestion? Because it seems like there was a few people who are interested, and I think if the subject were to come up, that more people might attend just to learn about it as an option, because we kind of have a whole year ahead of us before people have open enrollment again. Can we maybe have a hosted leadership meeting around maybe a presentation about alternatives to traditional health insurance? We work with a local insurance, whatever they do. This is one of the many things that they offer. So there are traditional options as well as this, so you can kind of compare apples and oranges in a thoughtful way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bring a broker on board.
Yes, thank you. A broker, that's what they're called.
And I also want to suggest, there are other organizations that have pools. Business organizations, civic organizations that do have health insurance pools that might be able to align with individual artists. So I'll do a little research on that and see if we can't even have maybe some additional folks at the table. Perfect. But Karen, I agree. I think that would be a fabulous roundtable conversation for us to have in the very near future.
Okay, Dana, I'll email you our broker's info so you can just add that to the pool. That seems much better placed with Arts KC than with me.
You're awesome.
So I have another request. Seeing all of you, and these are regular faces. You all are individuals that come to the table on a regular basis. We would love to continue to invite and reinvite arts leaders to the table. And I think I'm particularly concerned about those that once they were interested, maybe they're under duress, maybe the convening and bringing and coming together isn't as comfortable as it was at one point in time. So I would like to charge each of us to maybe make a call to a colleague that you're close to or that you're familiar with, and encourage them to participate. Bring them back to the table, because I know there are many that are busy or this just isn't a forum for them that they're comfortable with. But I guess I am concerned about those that would normally be here, but just really they're either not comfortable or it's just I won't say hopeless, but that it's just isn't something that they can cope with or feel comfortable with. I would just like to enlarge this circle if we can, because I think it is so valuable and so rewarding for all of us.
Yeah, and also to that point, the end goal of this is really to create a tighter net for kind of both launching and supporting and catching the community, in resiliency as we go into recovery, as we go into, beginning new together, those things that we are seeing more and more leaders, elected officials, municipal leaders looking at the arts, recognizing how important the arts are. And that is something that we want to do with this process. And this is recorded and we will post it. But yeah, to Dana's point, we do want to broaden that circle and make sure that we have a tight network. And I think that is something that Kansas City does do really well. We are known, I'm sure that there's little bits here and there, but we're actually known as a city that primarily we put ego aside and for the greater good. And that's something that I'm really proud of with our community here. And I continue to be proud of that in seeing this process. One final thing I was thinking about was enlisting in your own personal networks. I was thinking about something that Rochelle was saying regarding art, like doing different art. We actually just posted, so every Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, I think it's Thursday actually, every Thursday we post something from that original self-care and resilience sheet that Rochelle put together for us through our social media. And this one this morning I saw was about that, doing different art, using your non-dominant hand, doing something that is unfamiliar to you so that it's not just rote and you don't just kind of get stuck in that place, but that it can actually do some stuff. And so we would love if you guys would be willing to share those resources with your communities. Also, just hit the share button and send them out. Even if you want to like take our name off of it and put your name on it, awesome, do that too. But these are resources that are freely available to our community that we just want to get out there. So again, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for your time. It's so valuable. I know how hard staring at a screen all day long is, and then talking to yourself in a room by yourself to a screen is, ugh. But soon we will be together again, and thank you. And yeah, have a wonderful rest of your cold weekend.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Athena. We appreciate you joining us and helping us build this community and this support for our colleagues.
Hey, everyone.